All right, ladies and gentlemen, episode 2, season 4. Sorry to keep the fans waiting. I had several people approach me over the last, about 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Since
hiatus.
Yeah, so we apologize, but it's good to know that the demand is there and the supply is finite. There's not any other Wheaton Warble South Sports Cast as far as I know. There's no underground operations trying to kick us out of town, run us out of town.
Yeah.
Stiff competition, so we're the only show in town as far as I know. Yeah. And here we are, and we got ourselves a treat. We are in the presence of a Wheaton Warble South legend. Made himself a legend very quickly. Didn't take him much time at all. And even more importantly, a special treat for the audience.
Yes, sir.
We get to see this guy pretty much every day.
I know.
With the townspeople in Wheaton, it's almost like catching a glimpse of a Black Panther or something. Yeah, so here he is for all the ladies, all the kids, all the gentlemen. Here's your hometown hero, Maison Haas.
Yeah, Mason's been the heart of the Tigers the last 3 games. Now we're heading into a big homestand for the Tigers, 3 home games in a row. I think Tomas is usually our guy who covers the past games and talks about, what happened in the previous game. But I think it'd be nice to sort of just brush over Geneva. Like, it's been there, done that. Mason had 2 field goals, got us the only points of the game. So no need to really touch on that topic.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say is, like a football fan, it was fun to watch their quarterback play. Real stud athlete. I think he had a Polish last name.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, was he quick. He had a breakaway run. I have no idea what his future plans are, but he was a dynamic athlete. And then, of course, we had Talon Taylor. No disrespect to the young man if I mispronounce his name. But you'll be seeing him play on Saturdays on national television.
Yeah.
For sure. There was a textbook corner of the end zone over the shoulder. He went up and high-pointed that ball. Mm-hmm. It was a thing of beauty as a football fan.
Yeah. So, Mason, we got GBN tonight. How are we feeling for the game today?
I mean, after Wednesday and what happened to Dolby, that's kind of just been what's on my mind right now. His second torn ACL, so that kind of sucks.
Same knee?
Different knee.
Okay.
Yeah, so
maybe that's a silver lining, maybe.
Maybe, right, yeah. But it's hard to say. It kind of happened with Kreider in week 1, and it's almost like deja vu right now. But yeah, honestly, right now it's just kind of play for Dolby and play together as well. So we can't really get that. We can't have that injury affect us, but we also need it to impact us in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, and GBN, they're always a bunch of dogs, just big guys, meaty kids. So it'll be scrappy, but I mean, I think all in all, we're just a better football team. So.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And with the absence of Dolby, we've seen you play receiver in the past. Are you going to step into that role maybe? Have you been talked to about that role at all?
Probably not. I mean, honestly, our wide receiver depth is pretty well. It's good. So, I mean, honestly, I would be surprised if they asked, but I would be fine with it. I'd be ready.
Yeah,
so.
Totally.
Yeah, obviously, what haven't you done?
Exactly.
I mean,
seriously.
that would be a cakewalk, compared to everything
it would
else.
be, yeah.
Everything else that they've asked you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, today Kreider is back from what I assume.
Yeah.
And so that'll be a nice addition for the team. Maybe spark some life into the offense. What's going to be the big thing you guys need to step up for this week against GBN?
I think team-wise, it's working as a team. And I feel a lot of the past couple weeks, there's been oh my gosh, if offense could score some points, we'd win a game. Or if defense could not be on the field for 70% of the game, we'd win a game, right? But I think it's more of defense has to work off of our offense, and our offense has to work off of our defense, and it can go into linemen have to work off of our QB.
Right.
You can get into so much detail, but it needs to be more of a team game, and I don't think that we will have that mentality soon. But I think we need to get to that next step to actually be a great football team.
Yeah.
So,
and I think if there's any game to do it, it's this game. You're facing an 0-3 GBN team who, on film, doesn't look great. Almost looks like a JV team on film, sort of. So I think today's the day that if Tigers are going to step it up, this is the game to do it and sort of get the mojo back.
Yeah.
Start feeling good about themselves again. Say we can still have a chance to win this conference and sort of just pay attention to the other games that are going on.
mm-hmm.
Batavia and St. Charles North play tonight. That'll be a big one.
That'll be a huge one.
Wheaton North just beat St. Charles North, so Wheaton North's going to be the team to beat. We got them in 2 weeks. Crosstown rivalry, that'll be a fun game.
Yeah.
But the grind's got to start now. It's now or never.
Exactly.
This is a big game tonight.
Yeah.
Lot on the line.
A lot on the line.
Yeah. So yeah, going back to like knowing the foe a little bit, Glenbard North. So admittedly, I have not been crunching any of their film. I've been watching the huddle, even though I am on the team account. But I do know the brand. I know the brand of Carroll Stream. I know the brand of the Panthers. Justin Jackson. I don't know if Justin Jackson's currently with the team. Not with the team anymore. But yeah, I had a nice cup of coffee in the NFL with the Chargers. And was there another team?
I'm not sure.
Jackson? Mostly with the Chargers.
Yeah.
I think he had one other cup of coffee with another team. At any rate, yeah, he kind of set the tone for the Panthers. And they're very hardworking, grinders, blue collar, tough
scrappy.
kids. Yeah, they don't roll over and just let you have the game.
Right.
So personally, I'm looking forward to that. I like a little dogfight. I like a little rough housing in the trenches.
Yeah.
So Owen will be calling the game with Tomas. I'll be up on the press box next to them, along with some of the coordinators. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking for a nice classic Duquesne brouhaha.
Yes.
That's exactly what it'll be.
Yeah, and as a fan, just getting to see Mason play on every Friday night is a special thing. Sort of reminds me of Jack Olson from a few years ago, how good of a kicker he was. And definitely see Mason. I don't know what offers you have so far yet, or what those look like, but I'm sure that they're going to keep rolling in as the season goes on. Had a great season so far. Do you have any specific offers that you can talk about, or?
Yeah, I have a offer from Hillsdale College. It's a college that's like Southern Michigan. Really pretty school. Love like all their coaching staff, but they don't hand out athletic scholarships. It's a D2 school. They don't hand out athletic scholarships until like after their season, going into like the winter and after like Christmas time. So right now it's just a PWO, which is still awesome. Like, and it's a hard school to get into. I think it's only like 12% acceptance rate just to get into the school. So knowing that they like would have a spot in the team if I like got like the academics was like awesome. So yeah, like that might change soon, but I mean, there's also a lot of schools I am talking with as well. So it's been fun.
Yeah, it's a fun process for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's very exciting for you. So
Yeah.
You are a multi-sport athlete. Is there any potential of playing lacrosse at the next level as well, or are you all football, or what's the deal there?
I'd say honestly, I just started playing lacrosse, and lacrosse is super fun. And I wouldn't say I'm terrible at lacrosse, but I wouldn't say that I have any like strong suit in lacrosse. But it's just super fun, something to keep me moving, make sure I'm not lazy over
staying
my off
conditioned
season.
in the off season. Yeah.
But I love lacrosse. Not that I like don't want to play the next level. I just don't think I can or should. So.
Yeah, and Mason not only plays football, but he is also a piano prodigy. He can
Renaissance.
He can play the keys. You tell him to play a song, he knows the song. Like, he can learn it fast. So if you ever get a chance to see him play piano, it's a wow experience. Like,
I have an offer. I'm going to invite both of you.
Yeah.
Right here on the cast, in front of thousands of viewers. I got the voice of a generation right here.
Well.
I got the hands that tickle the ivory, like Elton John. Can we have some sort of musical production at some point this school year? Your senior swan song.
No.
Let's show them that
I don't think it's a bad idea.
we're not just about sports and eating chicken wings and sitting on the couch on Sunday watching NFL football. We're much more. We have much more substance than that. We're much deeper than that. So, the fans out there listening, if you want to see this or hear this just as bad as I do, hit these guys up. Say hey to them in the hallways, beg them, stay on their case, hit us up in the comments, whatever you got to do. Let's generate some buzz. And, let's make sure this happens.
Yeah,
I don't want this to be a pipe dream.
Yeah, you can catch me and Mason at Young Life every Wednesday. We we'll be performing a couple songs every Wednesday at Young Life Club. So that's 7:59 every Wednesday.
That's where it gets lit.
So it gets lit. So
Yep.
that's a shameless plug to Young Life.
Of course. I mean, when you think Young Life, you think Wheaton.
Seriously,
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
come on.
It's in lockstep. It's like a cross promotion. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. So, a little peek behind the curtain here. This morning, Owen and I were in a pre-production meeting, and we were talking a little bit about the show graphic and just some behind-the-scenes stuff, logistics and stuff like that. There was a little bit confusion surrounding what we've been calling you, referring to you as Primetime Junior. So, Owen, why were you confused? Because I think it looks pretty obvious. It's very obvious to me, but you were yet a confused little boy.
To me, I read it as Primetime Junior, as like he's a junior that is like in primetime. Like he is, the grade he is in is he is a junior. And he emailed me that. I'm like, he's not a junior, he's a senior. You need to switch that. He's like, no, primetime as in like Deion Sanders. Like he's Deion Sanders Jr. So that made, once he said that, it made more sense to me. But
Yeah, so I mean, like Deion, as far as I know, I don't know Deion's full family tree, but his son is Shadur
Yeah.
Sanders.
Uh-huh.
So Primetime Junior is right here.
yeah,
He didn't even have a Primetime Junior in his own family, so we have one here. Not only does he play multiple positions and does it all, kick return, punt return, kicker, defensive back, where Prime's natural habitat was, you also play multiple sports. So, I mean, it's just super obvious to me. Mason, question for you. What do you prefer? You like the ring of Primetime Junior, or I've also been throwing around the term Mr. He Can Do It All?
Honestly, just to be given those nicknames is kind of crazy. Like, never thought you'd really see that. But I mean, Primetime Junior sounds nice.
yeah, it
I mean,
does.
It's a little more concise.
right. Yeah.
And plus, I mean, with what Deion's doing at Colorado right now,
Yeah.
with Travis Hunter and his son,
Yeah.
everybody. I mean, I just heard. I think there was 7 million people tuned in to watch that college football game, a
Yeah.
Week 1
Wow.
college football game
Yeah,
against
TCU.
Yeah, and just for like comparison purposes, give you some reference. Thursday Night Football, Week 1 with Mahomes and the Lions, 27 million people tuned in. So 7 million for a college game. I kind of forgot that it was going on. I didn't even know the TCU Colorado game was going on. I don't know if you guys cleared off your Saturdays, but like
Yeah.
a lot of people cleared off their Saturdays to watch Colorado football
hmm
and see Prime in his debut.
Yeah, I
Shocked the
remember.
world.
I watched that first drive for Colorado, and I was like, wow, this
Yeah.
team's gonna be good.
Mhm.
Like they just drove down the field, tempo offense, just punched them right in the mouth, and I want to see that from the Tigers tonight. Friday Night Lights, GBN,
We will.
got to do it.
We will.
Yeah, and this is our first Friday night too. Like
It
we had
is.
Saturday, so it was a little bit of a different feel. I like the Saturday game.
Mhm.
Love it. If they want to do that a couple more times, I'm cool. But this is like Texas high school football, Friday Night Lights. We got our bell cow coming back. Our own version of Booby Miles from Permian, Odessa, down in Odessa, Texas. And Matt Kreider, the big Slovakian stud. He's ready to eat tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else we can expect tonight from the game, or just?
I mean, it's Matt's first game, and he's been going on and on how he's like the most excited he's ever been in his life, and I love that for him. And so honestly, like, expect great things from him. Max Schlegel's coming back.
Gokin too.
Gokin's back. He's had a little sickness for the part of the season, but honestly, I just feel like tonight it's a big like wake up call for the Duquesne Conference. Like, yeah, we like lost to Geneva pretty bad, and like it was still a fun game, but like,
Now you're back.
yeah, I
Minus
think,
Dalby, like you're back now.
I think we're back. Yeah, I mean, and Dalby's a great player. Like, I love Dalby. He's got some hands. He's the man you want on your offense, but like, not a lot you can do when you don't have like a solid core of your offense. And I think Kreider and Max brought that to our offense, honestly. Like, two guys that played last year as juniors, and like they have that confidence and they have that skill level where they can actually like make an impact on a team. I think there's good things that are about to happen. So
I'm ready to see it. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Same.
I'll be up in that press box, calling the game. If you can't make it, listen in on the live stream. Wheaton Moore South Media Broadcasting on YouTube. It'll be live 7 p.m. Ready to go. And yeah, so if you can't catch the game live, which I would recommend watching the first Tiger Friday Night Lights game, home game, I would recommend watching it. But if you can't, you can always listen to me and Tomas on the call.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll throw the link in the episode so that the folks at home can either click that, or sometimes Instagram gets weird with their links, but they'll be able to copy and paste it. And we'll see his highlight reel, and then we'll read all about it in the
paper.
Daily Herald
Yeah.
/ the Tiger Pride newsletter.
Yeah, hope to see another Friday Night Drive appearance for you.
Seriously, yeah.
Give you a chance to get that belt.
Get that belt
Yeah.
passed on from Colin Moore.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Mason, if there's anything you want to leave the audience with, feel free to. We're very, very, very grateful that you gave us your time here. It's for the fans at home. It's about 2:53 p.m. and Mason is going to be giving it his all tonight in just a few short hours here in our own backyard. So he's been very, very selfless, giving us his time.
Love being here. I mean, come on. Podcast, let's go.
Yes, sir.
And you are a sports marketing alum.
Yeah, maybe. I am a sports marketing alum.
Yeah, so this is kind of where it all started,
Yeah,
right?
this is day one.
Exactly.
Day one.
Exactly. A lot of life lessons learned right here, right under this,
Yeah,
under this roof.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mason, for stopping by. We'd love to maybe see you in a couple future episodes if possible, and especially that music feature.
Yeah, I hope all the student body, all the fans, all the locals, I hope they berate you guys with fan mail and requests and make this happen, because I'm dying for it.
I'm up for it.
I am too.
Sweet. Thank
Awesome.
you guys.
Yeah, of
Absolutely.
course.
Sweet.
Absolutely. So Mason's going to peace out. He's just going to go out here. It's kind of a low budget operation for the fans at home. So you might see him come in one of our backgrounds and hear a door close, but that's all good. Owen and I are going to continue on. We got a little bit more to go on our show sheet. But Mason, you're the man. 2 or 3 picks tonight?
Probably a little more, maybe.
Yeah, let's see it.
More than that.
Yeah.
Count me in, man. It's like a backyard football game
Seriously,
in
it
terms
will
of the
be.
stats.
It
Awesome.
will be. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
guys.
Thank you, Mason.
Stopping by.
All right. All right. So Owen, O-Dog, Thursday night football.
Yeah.
Started out a little bit ugly and ended a little bit ugly if you're a
Yeah.
Vikings fan.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get to catch much of the game because I was at show choir doing my show choir thing as I normally am. But I was following along. Wasn't super high scoring at the beginning of the game. Sort of just turnover after turnover, punt after punt, and it was just not fun to watch. But, you know, DeAndre Swift looked very good.
Peace out, Primetime Junior.
Yeah. Everyone say, see you to Mason.
Thanks for having me.
He's the man. What a great kid, all-American kid. Yeah, Swift did look electric. Selfishly, I wanted to see him look electric like that in a Lions uniform, but for whatever reason, sometimes you fumble one ball, or a coach doesn't like you as much as another coach, and it can be a quick exit in the NFL because, there's a revolving door of talent, especially at the running back position.
Yeah, totally. And, Vikings lost. I'm a Vikings fan. We're 0-2. Not the way we want to start. I mean, I'm still sort of happy, like as happy as I can be with how things turned out last night. Could have been a blowout like it was last year on Thursday Night Football, week 2. But we sort of hung in with them. And to be honest, the Eagles have not looked like the Super Bowl contender like they were last year. They've sort of looked sloppy. Week 1, they looked sloppy against the Patriots. Whether you say it was the rain or not, I don't know. But, Jalen Hurts has looked decent. Could be better. Some chemistry issues with him and A.J. Brown on the sideline.
Yeah, AJ wanted the ball, it looked like, right?
Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah.
He just wasn't getting that volume. Jefferson has also looked good. He's on my fantasy team. I have Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, and Rookie of the Year candidate Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison, 2 touchdowns on the year so far. Hawkinson looked good last night, 2 touchdowns for him as well. I have high hopes for the Vikings still. I'm in denial of what's happened so far. We'll have to see how the rest of the season goes. But, fantasy-wise, I'm happy with how it turned out. Fan-wise, I'm not happy with how it turned out.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you what. I remember being your age, in your shoes, and every time the Bears took an L, and we had some good teams. When I was a sophomore, that was when they went to the Super Bowl, and then of course after they go to the Super Bowl, you think they're going to go to the Super Bowl again. And I just remember every time they took an L, it was like a little piece of my soul dying, and I can see it in your eyes. I can feel it in your voice.
Yeah.
Part of your soul is dying with each Vikings L, and I feel for you, even though it's a divisional rival.
Yeah, and I made a bet with one of my classmates, Connor Archer, who's a Eagles fan. I said, whoever wins, you have to wear the opponent's team's jersey to school on Monday. So you will be seeing me wearing a Carson Wentz jersey on Monday, sulking in sadness.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll definitely get some documentation of that for the fans.
Yeah.
Throw it on the Instagram account as well. So Thursday Night Football, I love it. I sit down, clear off my night if I can, and I watch from the first kickoff to the last snap of the game. But fortunately for us, we have Friday Night Lights tonight, some college football tomorrow, and then mostly everybody's favorite, since the NFL is king.
Yeah.
Thanks to a number of gaming outlets such as Fantasy Football, DraftKings, FanDuel, etc.
Mm-hmm.
We have some more picks to go over.
Yeah,
for
there's
the NFL Sunday slate.
Yeah, there's a few good games that are happening this week. I've highlighted 4. I have Ravens and Bengals. Bengals looked terrible against the Browns week 1. Joe Burrow was awful. Couldn't get the ball out, and he got benched at the end of the game. So it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back against the Ravens, who also didn't look amazing against the Texans either. Just lost J.K. Dobbins to an Achilles injury. So seeing how that divisional game plays out will be fun to watch, I think. Next game is Lions and Seahawks. Lions, big win against the Chiefs. Week 1.
Love the Lions.
Yeah, and I think that could be a complete Lions blowout. I think that will be an interesting game to see how Seattle bounces back. I believe they lost week 1.
And it's in Detroit.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think so. Seattle looked uncharacteristically bad. Lions balled out extremely hard. Geno Smith, by many metrics, was the most accurate quarterback in the league last year.
Yeah.
But I've heard that sometimes quarterbacks can kind of manufacture that, where they take less deep shots downfield and play a little closer to the line of scrimmage.
Like the Drew Brees kind of game, just check down after check down.
Right. And I'm not saying that's only Geno's exclusive move, but I'll tell you what, I like that. I like that in my quarterback. Don't turn the ball over and you win.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, I concur. I'm a big. I actually have a little bit of an interest in the Seahawks winning that division. I know they're not the favorite.
The 49ers. Wow,
they're a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
But Devin Witherspoon, 5th overall pick for the Seahawks. He's one of my boys. So the Seahawks go. It almost feels like a Bears win for me.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
So let's go Seahawks. And then I guess they're beating up on our divisional rival, the Lions. Although I just said not 5 minutes ago how much I love the Lions. So I'm a walking hypocrite contradiction here.
Yeah, I personally have the Lions in that game, and I have the Ravens over the Bengals for the other game. Next 2, I have Chiefs and Jaguars and the Cowboys and Jets. I think Chiefs-Jags will be interesting. I think that was the AFC Championship game last year, or divisional round. One of the playoff games they played against each other, and the Jags gave them a run for their money.
Yeah, I think it was Chiefs-Bengals AFC title game, right?
Yeah.
That. Divisional. You're right. Man, again, I kind of have the Jaguars, and it's not my brilliant idea. I've heard this from other pundits in the industry. Not that, by the way, I'm not a pundit. But I would love to see the Jags take home the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Take home the Lombardi Trophy. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Duval, baby.
A smaller market team as well, kind of like a irrelevant market in a sense. So I would love to see that. ETN's fun.
Trevor Lawrence is fun to watch. Calvin Ridley looked good in week 1.
I love a redemption story, and the young man seemed to have some mental issues as well as some gambling shortcomings. So glad to see him out there healthy and happy playing the greatest game in the world once again. So wish nothing but the best for that young man and Calvin Ridley. But and selfishly, nothing would make me happier to see the Chiefs 0-2.
Me as well, but I feel like Travis Kelce's going to be back. Chris Jones is back. Chiefs are going to have their mojo back. They're not going to drop all those passes like they did in Week 1 because that looked ugly. Kadarius Toney, wow, was that?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much like one of the worst all-time wide receiver games like ever.
Yeah.
It's up there, like top 5 or top 10
totally.
in terms of worst performances from a wideout ever.
Yeah, and so I want the Jags to win. I personally think the Chiefs will win that game. But the next one is Cowboys and Jets. Cowboys facing the other side of New York this week. Cowboys 40-0 win, something like that, Week 1 against the Giants. Jets lost Aaron Rodgers 4 plays into the season. I think the Jets defense could give the Cowboys a run for their money, but I think the Cowboys are going to run with this one.
Yeah, Zach Wilson, maybe it was kind of like rising to the occasion a little bit. And just feeding off the crowd. 9/11, Monday Night Football. 9/11. They just lost their franchise quarterback, who everybody was in love with in the offseason, and the Hard Knocks, all the production value of that. So yeah, maybe that adrenaline wears off a little bit from 9/11 and the loss of Rodgers. And the Cowboys. Have we seen the Cowboys look like world beaters before, and then they end up falling off? Yes, but usually they don't do it 1 week, 2 weeks into the season.
Yeah.
So sure, I can join you on that. I'd be down to see Dak Prescott go 2-0. He's a great guy. He's a competitor.
Yeah.
Although a lot of people don't really like the Cowboys are kind of like the New York Yankees in a sense, America's team or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like the Cowboys. Their fan base isn't the most intelligent. However, Dak Prescott is a gamer.
Yeah.
He's like 4th round draft pick. Had a chip on his shoulder ever since he's been drafted. I heard when he got his first NFL check, he built a football field on his property.
Wow.
Or at least a portion of one. I don't know if he had a full 100-yard football field, but at least a half of a field so he could get his. He's living in his environment, his ecosystem.
Totally.
That's his office. Whereas a lot of these NFL kids you see get drafted, they're buying a Lamborghini or
having to pay. Rookies a lot of times have to just pay for team dinner because
they do
get hazed or whatever.
Right.
So.
Right, kind of the inside baseball part of the NFL.
Yeah.
Rookies, it is unfortunate, and then take into consideration the average length of a career, and these kids are maybe spending $50 to $100,000 for a dinner or something.
Yeah, totally.
And I've heard sometimes these veterans don't shy away from getting the premier cuts of meat and whatever they want on the menu. They're not shy about it because it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Those guys at one point were rookies, and they had to do the same thing. So they're kind of even in the score.
Yeah.
I still think it's a little ridiculous.
I do too.
I think it's
a little much, but
yeah, maybe some more supervision from some of the NFL coaches or
like a
I don't know.
cap limit on what you can spend and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not our problem. No one's taking our opinions into consideration,
exactly.
right? We're miles away from that nucleus.
Yeah.
The circle of influence.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's probably okay for the NFL games. Again, we're not pundits.
Yeah.
By any means, so don't mortgage your home or anything like that, or don't take a new refinance or anything like that to put any wagers down this Sunday because maybe
we're just fans. Yeah.
I'm just a guy.
Yeah, we're just guys
Who am I?
who watch football.
Who am I? I'm just a guy. But yeah, so some of our hometown teams are playing this weekend, not NFL, and we live here in Wheaton-Warrenville South. It's kind of Fighting Illini Nation. A lot of our teacher base here at Wheaton-Warrenville South went to Urbana-Champaign right now. 1-1, a very discouraging game at Kansas. A lot of concerns coming out of that game.
Yeah.
It was a short week for the Illini. I unfortunately couldn't watch it. I was working at Geneva that night. It was Friday Night Lights under the lights in Lawrence, Kansas, and it did not go well for Illinois. Lost by 11, but the game was much more lopsided than the final score. Yeah, I'm a little nervous because it's
Penn State.
Coach Franklin and the Nittany Lions are coming to town.
Yep, top 10 team in the country. The line is set at -14.5 for Penn State. So Illinois comes in as 14.5-point underdogs. And, after watching the Tulsa game week 1, they didn't look good in that game either. It'll be interesting to see how Big Ten games usually can be close always. It's the in my opinion, the best conference in football.
Ooh.
So
Some of our neighbors to the south, they might disagree.
Yeah.
However, we're in Big Ten country, so we don't have to deal with them.
yes, yeah. And everyone who watches this is probably a Michigan or Ohio State, Michigan State fan, or me, Gopher fan, who they come in as 7.5-point underdogs against number 20 UNC. The May kid at quarterback has been lighting it up, but also Tyler Nubin, St. Charles North alum, top safety in the country for the Gophers, could shut him down. So I see Penn State handling Illinois pretty well. I mean, maybe it could be a close game. I don't know. We'll have to see. And Minnesota's in Chapel Hill, so that's their first away game of the year. That'll be interesting to watch as well. I think Ethan Kaliak-Manis, the quarterback, he's looked iffy so far, and we just had a freshman running back go off this past week against Eastern Michigan, excuse me. Not a big opponent, but it was nice to see that.
MAC school. It's not like some completely irrelevant school.
Yeah. So selfishly, I want the Gophers to win, and I feel like they can win. But 7.5-point underdogs, we'll have to see. So
yeah, going to Tobacco Road, Drake May, right now a darling on the NFL scouts' radar. Yeah, it'll definitely be an uphill battle, and also you're probably dealing with a different level of speed with some of those athletes down in the ACC, whereas Minnesota's kind of that smash mouth trench warfare type of football that we're accustomed to here in Big Ten country. So yeah, I mean, both of our squads, they got an uphill battle, and honestly, I'm a little nervous to clear off my Saturday to watch Illinois. They are a big noon kickoff, 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern. So Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, the Fox crew is going to be in Urbana-Champaign, so that's fun. So maybe, hey, we have a puncher's chance. We've beaten teams like a top 5 rated University of Wisconsin at home on a day like this. However, we did embarrass Penn State. Let's see. I think it was about 2 years ago in Penn State, in Happy Valley. We embarrassed them. Many of those players are still on the roster, so they're going to be out for blood. So tell you what, I get a little bit nervous when I watch these games. I might go to the gym and just kind of have it on my phone instead of like sitting in my apartment. This way I'm like multitasking.
Yeah, totally.
And working out some rage in case anything, or I can also just shut it off
true.
if it gets ugly.
Yeah.
We lost a lot last year. We're still tweaking things. Bielema is a wonderful coach, but I'm nervous. I'm going to the gym on Saturday.
Yeah.
I just decided here.
Yeah. I think that's all we have for football preview for this weekend, and that's pretty much all we have for this episode today. Get ready for a big homecoming episode.
Absolutely. We're going to reinvent the podcast.
Totally.
It's going to be reinvented. It's going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. Some new personalities coming on, giving you a little tour day at Wheaton-Warrenville South in a sense.
Yeah, so if you haven't listened full way through any of these podcasts, you're going to want to next week. It's going to be an awesome episode.
1,000%. Yeah, you're gonna hear from a lot of crowd pleasers, a lot of iconic faces and personalities here at Wheaton-Warrenville South, and it'll be a well-rounded panel.
Yes,
I'll say
sure.
Well-rounded. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention. So yes, Tomas Moran. Obviously, we got an empty co-host chair. See here, he's very dedicated. He's practicing with his soccer, football for the rest of the world. His soccer team right now in the Tigers, Coach Calipari, Stajahar, etc., Press. Tomas has a prediction. Wheaton-Warrenville South 21, Glenbard North 6 tonight. And tell you what, I hope he's right, because that would be 3 times the amount of touchdowns that we have so far this season.
Totally, yeah. I would agree with that prediction. I think we hold GVN to under 10 at least. And South hasn't scored 28 points in a game in, I think, like 5+ years. So this is the game to do it. I'd love to see them score 4 or 5 touchdowns tonight. So.
And I'm not supposed to reveal this, but I will, because this episode's coming out after the game. Watch out for a little razzle-dazzle. Talk to some of the offensive minds on the staff, and might be a little trickery up our sleeves. So Owen will be the only one that really knows about it going into the game, but he could use it as ammunition for his broadcast, for his telecast.
Yes.
and we'll see if this came to fruition on the next episode.
Totally.
And with that, we'll sign off with the classic Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.